Good day, Sagittarius. This is Soul from Intuitive Tarot here to look at your week ahead starting February 10th, 2025. Sagittarius, I hope all is well. I am using the Alice in Wonderland Tarot to deliver your messages. Throwing one oracle card for you from the Moonology deck that I have. Before we begin, I do want to wish all the Sagittarians out there who celebrate Valentine's Day a very happy and safe Valentine's celebration. All right, so let's get into your energies this week without further ado. And then also at the end, not necessarily at the end of this video, but another video, there's another surprise coming up here for you. All right, so let's get into the energies here. What's coming up for Sagittarius this week? And welcome any new subscribers, by the way. I appreciate you. Energies for Sagittarius. We're not reading any reversals here, Sagittarius, so we're just going to get straight into the messages here for you and seeing what is coming up here for you for this week, February 10th, 2025. Messages for Sagittarius. All right, so we're going to cut the deck here, Sagittarius, and then we're going to begin your messages. And we are going to start off with the very first card here for you, Sagittarius. We open up with the Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords is a card of completion. So that means that there's something around you possibly happening or occurring this week that's going to come to an end. Okay, whatever that energy may mean for you. It doesn't, necessarily mean any levels of stress, but it could be applied to that if that's what you were dealing with. And if it's something that you were dealing with and it was stress related, then that's coming to an end. Something new is about to open up. Also, I read the Ten of Swords too as, if it's not you, maybe somebody else that you know may be scheduling some sort of inpatient or outpatient surgical procedures. Just to let you know, it's going to be painful, but the Ten of Swords always promises recovery. All right, so up here next for you, Sagittarius, we're going to follow with the Temperance card. Your own energy here shows up here. I love it. Okay, so this is for some of you this week, having to maybe pull back your focus and bringing that focus back into yourself, okay? I always read the Temperance as well as the other major arcana, the Empress. They have different meanings, but I always come up with that there's a focus of energy here of, some of you may be just, detaching your energies from those things that you have given a lot of attention to. And that could be just your work. It could be your relationships, or it could be a group of things, basically. But I feel that this Temperance card here that represents you is restoring some sort of balance, bringing that energy back into your life, bringing some, energy of a sense of peace, harmony. Of course, the Temperance card represents relationships. The character here usually represents Mother Nature for me. So, of course, you could be just spending some time outdoors, enjoying Mother Nature and God's beauty. But I think the major focus here is turning that energy inwardly, focusing on your needs and your wants, and not so much, avoiding or neglecting the needs of others. But I feel that this particular week for Sagittarians specifically, it's all about you. It's going to be all about you, having to, replenish yourself, restore your energy, knowing, what you're worth, the values and stuff associated to the energy that you put out there to other people. They appreciate you. So now it's time for you to appreciate yourself. And I feel that this is the reason why the Temperance card is here. So restoring some sort of, balance, bringing back some sort of peace and harmony for you. Up next here for you, we have the major arcana, the Emperor. All right, so the Emperor here is about you having to be in control this week. How I read the Emperor is that you are, not only focusing the energies on yourself, but staying in control of maintaining your own energies. You're not going to be in the form of manipulating or trying to control other people. This Emperor also too represents authority, but you may be asked to lead over others. This could be a form of a promotion for some of you. Even though we don't have a human character on the card here, the character still would represent a father figure for me that may be attached to Sagittarius. They're now over in spirit. they too may have, served some sort of time in the court system or, in the military. Could have been, policemen, police officers, and whatnot. So I feel that the Emperor here is about you having to maintain a sense of control over yourself. You're not wanting to be in the mode or mood to control other people or manipulate others. Also, too, there could be some sort of court situations involvement with some of you this week. Maybe there's some things related to courts. You could be working for the courts. It all depends on you. All right, following that Major Arcana, the Emperor, now we have the Major Arcana, the Strength card. Wow. Okay, so not only do you have the Strength card here, you have your own energies, the Temperance, to make sure that you are, focusing your energies on yourself, replenishing yourself, taking care of your own needs and your own wants, not necessarily trying to intentionally neglect neglect the energies of those people that are closest to you. I think the focus, though, is just on you this week and having to control your own energies. But the Strength card comes in here to provide an extra dose of energy here to, if you deal with any obstacles or challenges this week, then you're going to, overcome those challenges very easily. This is a very strong card here. Represents power, represents courage. It also represents a great deal of intensity. For others, it could be a great deal of passion. And still, I would, say that the energy in terms of expression, when it comes to sexual energy, that energy may be also, expressed. It's usually in a good way, though. So you have the Strength card. You got 3 powerful Major Arcanas in a row. After the Strength card here for you, Sagittarius, we have another Major Arcana, the Death card. Wow. Okay, so the Death card mirrors over here to the Ten of Swords, which in a lesser degree, the Ten of Swords always means that there's something ending, okay, surrounding you possibly this week, and then something new, similar to the Death card, but this is usually major because this is representing major life transformation. So it never, physically denotes death. So I just want to be clear about that and make sure that you understand no one is dying this week. You're not dying this week. But there is something that may be going on with you that needs to come to an end. It may be connected to the Ten of Swords. So whatever that energy may be for you, it represents an ending or closure of some sort, and then something new is going to replace that energy, okay? Also, whatever the Death card may mean for you, the most simplest thing that I sort of gather out of the Death card here in terms of energy expression could be just, having to get rid of physical things, like material things that have built up. Could be clutter, just moving some things around necessarily that have piled up in the home or in the office space, and trying to make room for something, better to replace it, or just clear out something, okay? But whatever the Death card may mean for you, it is here. And so I'm not going to spend too much time talking about that. Not going to throw a clarifier on that Death card because when the Death card showed up for Scorpio, which represents Scorpio, is Pluto. It's, pointless for me to throw a clarifier on a Death card when it relates to something that needs to close up or come to an end, where if I threw a card there, it could be almost anything. So I don't want to take it to that level. So yeah. Moving right along, now we have the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords here just simply means that there's new conversations that could be taking place with definitely new people. I always say that the Page of Swords in other readings could represent someone who may be taking up some sort of interest in you. They may be checking you out through any social media energies here. And if we get the Moon or the Seven of Cups, then these persons of interest may come forward with their intentions. This could be a friend, co-worker, or a neighbor. Okay, so also the Page of Swords represents first actions and first moves, and then information coming to you. Now, information could be worldly, globally. You could be just sitting at home reading a newspaper, watching the TV. It's just information being received. It doesn't necessarily mean that is information that will be negative. Following the Page of Swords, now we have the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords, I always tell you guys to be careful of not to allow your energies to get involved in any types of gossiping, because this is what this queen is capable of doing. And even though she's a great communicator, she likes to talk. All right. So just make sure that you're not getting yourself involved in having to gossip about anything or anyone. The Queen of Swords is major actions or major decisions. I will connect it to the Death card here. Maybe that's, part of the energy here. Sits underneath your own energy, the Temperance card. So maybe it's something that, you're determined to do, because this is a card that represents a great deal of determination, not only, effectively communicating what needs to be communicated. She's sitting there on her throne, obviously waiting to exercise using that sword for whatever it is that she's putting her energies into this week. And it may be in the, from the energy of communication, clearing up some sort of uncertainties, doubts. It could be fears that may have been, related to a situation, person, or event. All right, so following the Queen of Swords, now we have the Two of Pentacles. In this instance here, Sagittarius, you're juggling two things. For others, it could still be a small pay raise coming in. You may be working on two projects. You may be interested in two people. And again, the simplest thing that I can grab out of the energy of the Two of Pentacles could be that there are some Sagittarians who are just, going through the week, balancing your checkbook. After the Two of Pentacles, now we have the major arcana, the Tower. Thank God for all the major arcanas that preceded it, right? So the Tower is uncontrollable energies here. Now, just because it's in your spread doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be something that personally affects or impacts you. I will, however, throw a clarifier on this Tower, but it normally represents receiving some sort of shocking news or, devastating news. And it could be, again, worldly, globally, anything that's going on with our government, anything that's going on outside of our government. You hear about these crazy things in the news that grabs your attention, like the recent, the plane crash and the helicopter that crashed that, there was, I think it was like 67 people who lost their lives. And recently in my area in Philadelphia, we had a small plane go down, and they were transporting the people back to Mexico. And they were, patients. They just left a hospital and, we're heading back to Mexico, and then didn't even get like maybe 1,500 feet up, and the plane comes crashing down. So it's, earthquakes. It is that type of energy. It's just usually destruction associated with it. So you have the Strength card, you have your own energy, the Temperance, the Emperor, and the Death card to help bring down this Tower's energy substantially. But why is the Tower here? Why did it show up? And I can never, say enough that because the Tower shows up in your spread, again, it may not be something that affects you or comes to you. It may be just you hear about something through the news. We're always hearing something that is shocking or devastating. I think the uptick now, especially when it comes to, deportation, the people who are being deported back to their country and whatnot, that's been not necessarily shocking because it was expected. Everybody knew what was going to happen. So, but I think that, when it happens close to you, then that makes it a little bit unsettling, in my opinion. Okay, so, but why is the Tower here? Why did the Tower show up here? Give us more information, or can you clarify the reason why the Tower is here? Okay, so the Tower might be here for you, Sagittarius. The reason why it showed up is the Five of Wands. Now, I've always said that the Five of Wands is the projection of energy that normally comes onto you if it does express itself in such a manner where you're getting yourself involved in petty fights or arguments. Now, keep in mind that the Five of Wands is still regarded as that type of energy here. And I feel that, connected to the Tower in terms of the source of energies, this could be our wars. This could be some sort of conflicting energy. I just said, deportations and stuff like that. This is the conflicting energies that these people may be dealing with, and you hear about it. Okay, now it's always the projection of energy coming on, and I always try to help guide you guys not to get yourself involved in any types of fights or petty arguments when the tower is present in your spread, because it normally doesn't turn out to be too well. So don't engage, if it's, something that does express itself personally to you. But I feel that the tower is here just to give me an indication or impression that next week we may be, I feel this has a lot to do with deportations. Yeah, I have because I think they're going to increase their numbers, their activities in terms of where they go to find undocumented citizens, and this is the fighting between that energy. Okay, so that's what I have for that. All right, so the last card that I have for you, Sagittarius, is the Four of Cups. So the Four of Cups here is in the form of celebrations. Now, of course, even number of cups, what you give is what you're going to get back. You could be celebrating someone's birthday, anniversary, just spending quality time with romantic partners, family members, friends. Usually I assign eating out at restaurants or diners with the Four of Cups. And so that's what we have. All right, so this is your reading for this week, Sagittarius. And, my opinion is not too bad. It's just me interpreting these messages here. Take what's going to work for you. Leave the rest alone. However, do not allow that tower to be the main focus of your reading, since you have all the other positive energies that are surrounding the tower, especially your own temperance. Okay. And then you have the Emperor, the Strength, even the Death card. So let's see what the Moonology wants to add to your spread this week. And keep in mind, again, these are just my interpretations. Take what's going to work for you and leave the rest alone. And so the Moonology card that is selected for you is You Are Good Enough, full moon in Virgo. So let's see what it says here about the full moon in Virgo. And I'm just reading these energies straight from the book. But you are good enough, Sagittarius. So the full moon in Virgo. All right, it's time to be really honest with yourself and understand what leads you to ask your question. Have you been humbled to the point of being self-effacing? Humility is good, but I hope I said that word right. Humility is good, but it can go too far. And drawing this card suggests you may be underrating yourself. You don't have to be flash, just quietly certain that you are good enough. Okay. At the other end of the scale, you will also need to be honest with yourself. Answer the questions. Have you been too picky? The full moon in Virgo card needs some truthful answers. Once given them, it should be easier to see how you get where you are, or how you got where you are. Your next step should then be more obvious to you. Pay attention to the details. Hard work brings results. Okay, so that was a little struggle there to read that little passage. But this is your Moonology message here, Sagittarius. And this is what I have for you for this week, going into February 10th, 2025. Once again, with the emphasis of the tower in your spread, I always throw in that extra word of caution. Please be safe, be vigilant, but don't be paranoid. You're going to survive the tower, whatever energies may occur next week, even if it's something that I feel you have to deal with. But I doubt it very seriously. So, just take everything with a grain of salt. Definitely have a safe, great week ahead. Happy Valentine's to you once again. Always come back to get more of these messages from me, Sagittarius. I appreciate you guys and your support. Remain smiling, and I will talk to you soon. Ciao.